Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive goal, stopping the paycheck to paycheck cycle. How? By completely rewiring your daily routines and adopting what we call a true builder's mindset. Most people spend their entire day working for money, but honestly, very few actually spend time learning how money works. Well, today, we're going to change that.
Let's dive right in by challenging how we think about earning, spending, and saving. Because here's a hard truth straight from our source material. Making more money? It really doesn't mean much if you don't know how to use it to create opportunities. Seriously, a person earning a massive income can still struggle financially if their spending just constantly increases right alongside it. It's your financial habits, combined with a disciplined routine, that actually drive better decision-making.
So, here's our agenda for today. We're looking at consumer versus builder, daily money habits, thinking in terms of value, building a business mindset, and finally, the long game.
Section 1. Consumer versus builder. Shifting your money mindset.
There is a massive difference between being a passive consumer and an intentional builder. The consumer gets a paycheck and immediately asks, "What can I buy?" But the builder, they ask, "How can I use this money wisely?" And look, enjoying your money isn't a bad thing at all. We all love a nice dinner out or a weekend trip, right? The goal isn't to stop spending entirely. The real objective is to make your spending intentional. It's all about balancing those essential expenses and fun experiences with future opportunities and skill development.
All right, Section 2, Daily Money Habits, Controlling the Flow. Let's look at how your money breaks down. 50% for your needs, like rent and food, 30% for your wants, like entertainment, and 20% for your future, which covers emergency savings and investments. The golden rule here, pay yourself first. Actually, it's absolutely crucial. Before taking any unnecessary financial risks, you want to build up that emergency fund. It protects you against those surprise car repairs or medical expenses, which ultimately keeps you from relying on nasty, high-interest debt.
Now, we all face triggers, right? Stress, boredom, social pressure, or maybe just wanting to reward ourselves after a super long day. This is where implementing the 24-hour rule can instantly protect you. Literally, just step away from the Amazon cart. Force yourself to wait a full day, until tomorrow. You know what happens? Usually, that intense urge to buy something you don't actually need will just completely evaporate.
But to make this stick, you really need a daily routine. And don't worry, it's incredibly quick and painless. We're talking just 5 minutes in the morning to review your priorities and ask what financial decisions you need to make today. Then, take a quick pause during the day to check your emotional spending. Finally, just 10 minutes at night to review what you spent, what you earned, and whether you actually stayed on plan. Simple routines are the ones you're actually going to keep.
Moving on to Section 3. Think in terms of value, skills before business.
Before chasing a random business idea or trying to make effortless money, you really have to ask yourself this central question. You see, beginners almost always ask, what business should I start? But honestly, a much better question is, what problem do people already have that I can solve? At the end of the day, people only pay for value and solutions, whether that means saving them time, providing convenience, or teaching them a new skill.
This sequence right here lays out the reality of creating value. Beginners so often make the mistake of wanting a business immediately, right out of the gate, but they have zero useful skills or customer understanding. You absolutely must learn and practice a useful skill before you can ever hope to solve problems for anyone else. Think about it. You can't start a freelance video agency without first taking the time to master editing software in your bedroom. You have to build the skills before you chase the business.
Okay, Section 4. Building a business mindset, creating value.
Listen, you don't need to quit your day job to become a builder, and you definitely don't need to take unreasonable risks. Dedicating just one structured hour a day to this routine allows your consistent work to compound massively over time. We're talking 15 minutes of learning, 15 of practicing, 15 researching customers, and 15 actually building something useful. It's all about efficiency, patience, and just taking continuous action day in and day out.
So I want you to be totally honest with yourself here. Do you spend more time consuming or creating? Because time is just as valuable a resource as money, especially when you're trying to build multiple streams of income responsibly. That endless scrolling and unnecessary entertainment, it just eats up the hours you could be using to build, network, or learn. Now, don't get me wrong, rest is absolutely important, but the overarching goal is to use your time intentionally, rather than just letting it slip away unnoticed. Which brings us to Section 5, the long game, investing and resilience.
It is incredibly common to upgrade to a luxury car or a bigger apartment the very moment you get a raise. We call that lifestyle inflation. And hey, earning more is great, but if your expenses rise at the exact same speed as your income, you're completely limiting your financial progress. Intentional lifestyle upgrades are required if you actually want to build wealth and true financial resilience over the long term.
To make sure you're staying on track with both your finances and your business goals, implementing a structured monthly review like this is an absolute game changer. It helps turn both your wins and your failures into valuable data. And here's a little insider tip for you. Failing isn't bad at all. Honestly, business is just a process of learning and adaptation. When an experiment fails, simply asking yourself, okay, what did the market teach me here, transforms that failure into pure, actionable strategic information.
Ultimately, money is just a tool for security, flexibility, and time. You really shouldn't make money your obsession. Instead, make these 5 pillars your daily habits. Earn with skill, spend with intention, save with discipline, invest with patience, and build with purpose. You don't need to become rich overnight, and you certainly don't need to launch 5 businesses tomorrow. Just start by understanding your money, controlling that unnecessary spending, and building valuable skills.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final vital question. Out of everything we've just covered today, from the 24-hour rule all the way to that 1-hour business routine, what is the single financial habit you're going to start today? Don't just consume this explainer. Go out there and start building.